Why Elon Musk's latest Tesla Robotaxi promise is unlikely to deliver. Yes, FSD is still years away from realization, experts say. We'll find out if those experts have a name. They usually don't. Joining me today to have a chat about this is the Randy Kirk from A Randy Kirk channel, one of the better ones as far as I'm concerned. I'm Brian. Welcome to Futuraza.
Welcome to you too as well. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for joining me in my den of lies. Well, I wasn't saying you should use it as a presentation, but Zoom is dead, my friend. Opinion. So this Therese Paletti believes that FSD is just Randy. It's years away.
Years.
Elon's latest proclamation that it's coming on August 8th. Did you hear that?
What I heard on August 8th, and just to be really, really clear, in my opinion, is, and you and I may have talked about it on my channel last week, when you say you're unveiling Robotaxi, you could probably come up with at least 12 different interpretations of what that means. So what is a Robotaxi? Well, a Robotaxi is a car, potentially, car with no wheel and no accelerator. It is a system, a method of putting out cars that will be for hire. It is an app, so it is going to have some costs involved in it one way or the other, and some methods for people to make money. There's so much that's going to go into this unveiling, and we don't know how much of it will be unveiled.
No, Randy. Nope, she told us it's coming on August 8th. It's probably just a setup for more disappointment for investors. Well, you remember how on AI Day, AI was solved. And on Battery Day, batteries were solved. Oh, for crying out loud. In typical Musk fashion, you gotta just throw your credibility in the trash. He tweeted, Tesla Robotaxi unveiled for 8/8. For many investors, this brought back memories of one of Musk's most infamous under-delivered promise when he said in 2019 that Tesla owners would see their vehicles morph into a fleet of robotaxis within the year. 5 years later, the plans for an app-managed Tesla robotaxi fleet to defray. Well, so by the way, just for those reading, I'm not even going to link this article because they're putting this wet trash behind a paywall, and so I'm not going to do that. But what I've done is rely on some clever shenanigans to not. Tesla Robotaxi fleet to defray the cost of ownership have yet to materialize. That's true. I've mentioned this before, but maybe you can give me your take. How come Tesla hasn't solved FSD level 5 yet?
How come they haven't? Well, I think what you're talking about in this particular case is what Elon Musk and others have actually agreed with Elon on this, is the hardest project or product that has ever been attempted by humans. Other than that, I don't know what we're talking about. I know, that he might be late in creating and making perfect the hardest system in the history of the world that has to work pretty much 100% of the time at 65 miles an hour in a 3-ton vehicle that could kill you. This is not a simple exercise.
It is not. And everyone, going back to 2012 to 2014, definitely by 2015, everybody thought it would be solved by now, not just by one company, their own, but by several, if not a half dozen of their rivals, because the first few steps are deceptively easy, and the later ones prove a bit more challenging. If anything, autonomous vehicles seem to be further away from the ultimate goal of being self-driving.
Really?
Really? Further away. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle.
Has she driven FSD 12.3.4?
Well, we both know the answer is no. Of course not. So Philip Koopman, Associate Professor of Electrical and Computer Engineering at Carnegie Mellon University, who also focuses on the public safety of self-driving cars, look at how long Waymo's crews said they were ready and it didn't turn out for them. This is a multi-year problem. I think we found the problem, Therese. Your expert has found it, has cracked the case. Look at how hard it's been. And they all thought they would have it solved by now. No mention of the fact that Cruise was using digital Sherpas to drive the cars down the mountain. But all right. In Tesla's situation, it's currently still requires active driver supervision and does not make a vehicle autonomous, according to the website. Okay, so the website's honest. Company charges an additional 12 grand for it. Tesla offers autopilot for 6,000. Autopilot's free. Enhanced autopilot.
Oh, enhanced autopilot. Okay.
Yeah. So she's making the world dumber. Just this week, Tesla settled a lawsuit. Okay, yeah. Musk made cryptic Robotaxi announcements the same day that Reuters reported Tesla had scrapped its plans for a long-promised lower-cost electric vehicle known, Randy, as the Model 2.
And by the way, nobody has confirmed that the Model 2 or any other version of that name has been scrapped. There's absolutely no confirmation of that.
And Elon has said, point blank, it's not going to be called the Model 2.
Right. Those both are true. Yes.
Yeah. But the timing of his tweet led to speculation that they could be offering a stripped-down model for its Robotaxi. Okay. Founder and CEO of Bond Angle said in an email that while it's unclear whether plans for Model 2, please stop, have been scrapped or not, there is little evidence that it is aggressively in progress, as we would expect for a car due to start producing at commercial scale at the end of next year, per Elon's latest dubious promise, unless it fits your narrative, Therese.
Right.
She added that at least the Model 2 is plausible, while Robotaxi is not. Johnny Cabs, man, how hard is that to imagine? Yeah. By the way, once I included a tiny clip from that, and now the movie studio gets all the revenue from that video. So
I see.
So that's why I don't use clips anymore.
Yeah.
Or music of any kind, even the kind that I own personally. In a Robotaxi, no one's inside the car to ensure safety. To do that, whether software is in there has to be nearly perfect. To do that, whatever software is in there has to nearly perfect. Okay. So at least this went through an editor.
You could have put it through Grok and had it edited by Grok.
You could have put this through ChatGPT 0.8 and come out with a better result. Strong claims require strong evidence. Where's the evidence? I don't know.
I don't know either. Does she ever go
you and I know
on YouTube or on X?
Or look at the summaries that are published every year.
Yes, the safety stat.
Have you done any research at all? In the self-driving race, Waymo is the farthest along with 20 billion miles driven by its fleet of cars. 20
billion miles driven. That is something, there's something very wrong with that. I think she's got a power of 10, or would that be a power of 1,000?
1,000.
Yeah.
How many miles has Waymo driven? 20 million.
Yes.
20 million.
20
million.
Fairly small error, just a little bit of an error.
It's a rounding error.
I want to be kind to her because I commonly make power of 10, mistakes, but making a power of 1,000, I don't think I've ever done that. Well, maybe.
20 billion miles.
Yeah.
And is now running commercial Robotaxi service in San Francisco and Phoenix. Isn't it also in LA?
I think it's coming. I'm not 100% sure whether it's actually
there
happening.
It is. This week it started service in LA. Austin is coming soon. Yeah. So this article is terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah.
What I'd like to know is who is this? So I'm going to check it out. I just went ahead and searched her name and Tesla to find what we've got. This article, yes. Tesla delivery woes suggest the EV maker has an Elon problem. Tesla investors should think twice about Elon's plan. Oh, about Elon's compensation plan? Yeah. Cybertruck, a rough road ahead for Tesla's big bet. Musk is in a tough spot with Tesla margins shrinking. Tesla investors should think twice about Musk's plans to whatever. Share.
These folks put these articles together. By the way, I think have you freelanced for magazines or newspapers?
In the past.
Yeah, me too. And there's currently you can sign up for and you can get a daily printout of all the articles they need written. It's like a database. And then you can just send back and say, these are my credentials. Here's a list of what I've done. And it's a real quick thing. And then you can do these freelance articles.
Mm-hmm.
What blows my mind is that they don't pay anything for these articles. So no, I mean they pay, but it's like $500 or $300 or
Oh,
whatever.
that's quite good. Well, for never leaving your desk, that's great.
I
I'd take
know,
that.
but still, you can put these things together. You have to, in order to make that pay, you have to do the research. I would say the average article like that, you have to do the research, the writing, then get it to the editor, have it come back for review, for redo. You're going to get 5 hours into the thing for $300. I mean, who wants to? And then you also have all the time that you're spending to just get the thing in the first place. So it's not a very good deal. That's why I don't do it. But if I was doing it, the first thing I'd want to do is get more credible witnesses, and it would seem like you would use X to do that. And if it seems like if any of these people were using X to do that, they would end up running into people like you and me and others of our friends. John, I mean, John has gotten a couple of TV offers recently to come on and be a guest. I think maybe Scott Walter has too. You've gotten a couple of things recently. I mean, it would seem like these people would be reaching out to the real experts as opposed to these professors who it's something that they do on the weekend when they're, when they're out watching whatever they do whatever they watch on the weekends.
So my experience with writing was quite different. I was on the publicity side mostly. So I would be hired by an event or attraction to drum up
Okay.
publicity. And
Yeah.
then I would just send out basically glorified press releases. And there was, in those cases, no editorial oversight. I could write anything I wanted. They were just hungry for content. They would be glad to publish something for free from me instead of having to pay someone else.
Right.
And then when I did serious writing, it was exhausting because there were editors and you did have to prove all your claims, and it was a lot of work. But I was so proud of the stuff that I wrote on that method that I would have kept doing it if I could have afforded to. But it was, like you said, a bit challenging to spend days on an article, because it would be days between the research and the writing and all of it.
Right.
The writing part goes very quickly, but researching and having everything laid out in a way that is going to work. So yeah, very, very dumb stuff.
Yeah.
I can't believe that anyone takes these people seriously, especially when she's got such a vendetta. It's clear that she despises Musk for whatever reason. Put your personal beliefs aside, Therese. You owe it to the world to not make people dumber. And you owe it to yourself too, because when you make such egregious mistakes, like thinking Waymo has 20x the autonomy training, it's ridiculous. It's terrible. And thinking that autopilot is enhanced autopilot, not mentioning that there's a free autopilot, it's bad writing. And you should be ashamed of yourself. And MarketWatch should be ashamed that this is one of their regular contributors that, I don't know what her deal is, man. I just get frustrated by how lazy and terrible people are who actually make a living being bad at their job.
Especially in the news business. And it's just getting worse because the traditional news business is, as Elon keeps showing us the graphs, they're losing money, they're losing people, so they don't have time. They just don't have the time and the money to be able to do the editorial approach that they have used in the past, to the extent that they ever did. But I mean, it's just way worse today than it was in the past.
It was not uncommon 50 years ago to see a reporter put on a story for a week or a month to get what they needed to get. And that's, I mean, you could probably count on one hand, maybe two, the number of people who get those kind of assignments anymore, because and as a result, their readership goes down, and then their revenue goes down, and the death spiral continues. Speaking of death spiral, hey guys, if you could throw me $1 or $2, would be awesome. The stock is down, the revenue's down. There's a bunch of ways you could support me. You don't have to. You could just subscribe, like, leave a comment. Any of those things work. They all help. And When the stock rebounds, I'm sure the channel will rebound as well. But it's a tough time, and it's hard to get enthusiastic when you've got red in your portfolio, I guess. Let's get it back to green, make it Christmas themed, and then we'll all be happy. What did we miss? What did we misunderstand? Beats me, man. You guys got to tell me. Everybody else, like, subscribe, do the usual, and stay tuned. Stay juicy. And I cannot wait to hear from you clever robots on the flippity flop.